and welcome into Dental Profits, the show that is all about you having happier clients, better results, making more money.
Making that money.
And enjoying the ride. Today we're going to talk about the most important concept you can talk about, how you need to focus on working on your business versus in your business, and we're going to tell you why. We're going to give some great examples. Stay with us. Be right back. Hi, folks. I'm Sean Crabtree.
And I'm Cameron Bailey.
We don't want to change the way you do business.
We want to change the way you're thinking about your business.
We want you to have better results, happier clients, and make more money.
Let's get it started.
And welcome back. This is the show that's dedicated to
happier clients, better results, and making that cash flow.
And enjoying the ride.
That's right.
And today, this is the most important conversation. If you are listening to this, whatever you're doing right now, I want to encourage you to seriously
take some time.
Take a hard listen to what we're talking about. This is the absolute way to success. This that we're talking about today is the bottom line, end of the road, no question about it, absolute way to success.
Whatever you read, whatever you hear, it's all kind of revolving around this topic of don't work on your business. I mean, don't work in your business, work on your business. What are you focused on?
Tell us what that means, man. Working on your business versus simply working in your business.
First of all, you see me wearing all black.
Right, like Johnny Cash.
Like Johnny Cash.
Right, like the man in black.
Yes, dressed in black.
Now, me on the other hand, if you can't tell, I'm wearing purple for all the moms.
No, I thought it was for Purple Rain.
Because we just this is our first podcast after Mother's Day.
What does purple have to do with Mother's Day?
It's just it's the color. No, actually, it's the universal color for moms.
Okay, black is the universal color for badass.
I think.
Okay.
Well, you be badass. I'm gonna worry about the moms. Okay.
Be dressed in all black.
Dude.
Henry Ford said you can have it any color as long as it's black. Black shirt, black tie, ready to roll. What we're talking about today
is about what is versus in your business versus on your business.
Working in your business versus working on your business. If you think about that, many times we're focused solely working in our business on a day-to-day grind, producing, doing whatever we have to do in our business that is actually making us money versus sitting back, taking time, looking and analyzing what's working and what's not. Looking and analyzing what could I change? What could I do differently? How could I do something better, faster?
In a very orchestrated way, though. You're not talking about just on the way home.
No.
We need to do a better job.
No, I'm talking about creating time. The main thing I see is how do you create the time? When do you do it? How do you create the time? You got to be committed, or you'll never find a way to create the time.
And if you don't have right. So here's the way we look at it. You know, I look at it like we are business strategists, right? We don't consider ourselves practice management consultants. We are business strategists, and here's the way we look at it. You know, you guys are coming in, you're doing your daily grind every day. It's like digging holes, and you come in every day and you dig holes and you dig holes and you dig holes, and the only way to grow is to dig more holes and dig deeper holes and more people with more holes and so forth.
Faster, dig the holes faster.
And so really what we want you to do is we want you to drop back and ask yourself some questions. First of all, you know, do you even need to be digging a hole? And secondly, who needs to be digging it, right? And thirdly, what kind of tool do you need to be using? And that's a pretty good analogy for really working on your business versus simply coming in every day and working in the business. At the deepest level, it makes total sense when you look at it in those terms. You know, if I'm busy working in my business and I never prioritize working on my business, and I don't mean once in a while, I mean in a systematic, focused way, if I never, create a systematic approach and prioritize working on my business versus simply working in my business, then at some point, I'm going to run out of things to do. Or at the very least, the only way to grow is to do more hours, more clients, more days, more work, more people, more overhead, right? You know, there's no longevity in a repeatable, consistent way working in your business versus sitting down and really analyzing how can we be the best that we can be.
There was a dental practice I worked with one time that had we grew the practice and we created a specific time.
Go deep with the story.
Every morning to have a meeting. Every morning, right? Created a specific time. We planned this time to work on our business versus working in our business. And a lot of you guys out there listening are having morning huddles, but they might not be strategic. They might not be able to find things that you're kind of that you can turn the morning huddle into working in your business of this is what we need to do today versus being strategic.
Walking through the schedule.
Let's walk through the schedule versus being strategic of how to work on your business. But in this particular example, the reason I brought this up is we created these morning huddles in this practice and we started to see some significant growth. But the doctor in the practice, the leader of the ship,
he didn't make the transition.
The head honcho.
He ain't shifted in his mind.
He didn't shift in his mind, so therefore he didn't value the morning meetings.
He just wanted to work in the business.
So therefore, his butt didn't show up on time.
I do remember that. I know you told me
for the morning meetings. So if you're the leader,
now what happened though? Go ahead, tell the story.
Well, what happened was we tried to get him.
Now, in this example, it's tough to have the people on your team see value in working on the business when you rolling in ready just to do work.
15 minutes show up. Y'all
working in the business. The message you're sending as the captain of the ship, and he was a perfect example, is the important stuff is working in the business.
Yeah.
Working on the business and getting better at the business, it's not a priority.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in this particular situation, the team was engaged. The team was there at the morning huddle, ready to figure out better how we can be better, faster, stronger, right? The team was there trying to figure out how we can grow this business, how we can make more money, have happier clients. The team was there, but the doctor was a no-show every day.
And it was a constant battle because the girls were trying to grow. They were ready to go.
They were ready to go.
I mean, I say girls. I didn't mean it like that, but I mean the team was ready to go.
And there were the enthusiasm. When the leader of the team of the ship doesn't have any enthusiasm for working on the business, then how can you expect the people on your team to have any enthusiasm long term? You've got to be the one that
tell them what happened though. Some key players
left.
Jumped the ship.
Yeah, they left
because they saw an opportunity to take responsibility at a very high level. He wasn't ready.
And he wasn't ready to lead them. So therefore, they went somewhere and found some other environment where they could thrive. As the leader of the business, you've got to create that environment for your team to thrive. If you want your team to take authority over areas, if you want your team to take authority over your business, you've got to show up and give them the enthusiasm to be able to do that. And if you're not willing to be the first one in and the last one to leave and show your team what you're committed to doing, not that you have to do that, but you're willing to do that.
Here's the way I look at it. And I saw this somewhere just recently. Every person on your team has to understand that what they do is valuable and meaningful. And what I mean by that is, if what they do is a task, if it is simply the performance of a task, and they cannot connect what they do on a daily basis to the overall big picture of the growth, if they can't connect that, then they got a job. And if they got a job, then they're not making decisions in ways that support the overall direction. They simply are working. And sometimes we got good results, sometimes we don't have results, but they feel like they're doing well just because they are doing work in the business. This is really, really important. And if you're listening to this is probably one of the most important podcasts we've ever had, even though Cameron's dressed all in black.
All black, baby.
Folsom Prison Blues.
That's right.
Right here, Johnny Cash.
Look, Casey, I look good, don't I?
Man, don't tell me that, Casey.
Hey.
He's already too modest.
Take a picture to last longer.
Yeah. So, seriously, this is the most important conversation we can have. If you as a business owner do not place serious priority on working on your business and asking those questions on a regular basis, first of all, do we even need to be digging holes? If so, who needs to be digging them? And third, What kind of tool do we need to be using? Do we
Right.
need to be using a spoon or a shovel or a pick or a bulldozer? And I can tell you that, again, this is the most important conversation that we can have. And when we come back, I'm going to share with you what I believe is the real example of this conversation. Stay with us. Yes, a 98% acceptance rate or better is possible. Yes, you can do it. And yes, it's not as difficult as you think. And I can show you how. I've created a course specifically to cover these topics. It's called the Dental Profits Academy. New patients, existing patients, dormant patients, exactly what to do, what you're trying to accomplish, and how to do it, and what role everybody on your team plays. Intake calls, chairside, financial arrangements, reinstatement calls. It's all there, step by step. It's online, and you can learn it at your leisure. Go to thecrabtreegroup.com and click course for more information. I promise it's the best $800 you'll invest in your career. Okay, so what we're talking about is working on your business versus simply working in your business. And I want to give a really good example.
Okay. Good example.
So we have somebody that reached out to us just recently. And here, remember, we're talking about this concept of you as a business owner have to place priority.
What was their name?
Well, hang on. Oh, you well, Dr. John.
It was Leroy, Big Bad Leroy Brown.
See, man, I don't even know what we're talking about now.
We're talking about working in your business
versus working on your business. And you as the entrepreneur, you as the captain of the ship have got to place priority on working on your business versus simply working in your business. And so recently we had somebody reach out to us, and here's a really good example directly about what we're talking about. These guys are working really hard in their office. It's a dental office. This particular dental office in the last 3 months has seen 126 full new patient visits, 150s, 126 in the last 3 months.
Man,
Okay, that's a pretty good number.
it's 40. That's about 40 a month, right?
But they're producing, and you and I know what that production can look like.
Oh, for
And
sure.
they're producing about $600,000 a year, right? And they're reaching out for some help.
Sure.
So over 126 new patients in the last 3 months, and there's so many things that they feel like they could focus on. This is when they first reached out to us. So many things they feel like they could focus on. But you know what the number one answer? There's all these things that they're complaining about. You know, the doctor's saying we're not making enough money. The team's saying, this is not fun. We're working too hard.
Team saying we're not making enough money either.
Team saying we're not making enough money. They'd like to have a bonus. We don't have your retirement plan. Some of the people who really understand it are upset because we have patients coming in, patients going out. We're presenting treatment, but nobody's buying, right? And so there's all these things that they see as issue.
door. You got 40 new clients coming in. It's like the door at the mall or at the Marriott we were at the other day.
You can let me finish.
The door that spins, it's a revolving door, in and out. Go ahead. Sorry. Continue.
Johnny Cash.
That's right.
So that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, it's patients coming in, patients going out. There's all these things that they're not happy about, right? Mm-hmm. But here's the issue. They don't feel like they have time to work on the business. So there's no priority given to it because they're too busy working in the business. So in effect, 126 new patients coming in, patients coming in, patients going out, patients going out. They're not prioritized working on the business. So there's no thought given to what if we could take a 19% acceptance rate and make it to 100% or 98%, which is absolutely possible. And we've talked about that in previous videos that we would challenge you to go see. But here's the good example. Yeah. If I'm seeing 126 new patients and I'm busy working in the practice, working in the business, obviously, if we're only producing $600,000 with 40 new patients a month, good grief. 40 new patients a month could be, we've had practices, single doctor practices doing $3 million on 45 new patients a month. Yeah. So good grief. We got to stop being so focused on standing at the plate and swinging the bat We got to start focusing on making contact with the ball, and that's working on your business. When you take away the focus of new client opportunities and start focusing on comprehensive presentation and acceptance, now you're working on your business.
Look, there's two things too. Two reasons why I find that people have this challenge. Number one, they get stuck in looking in the rear view mirror. Instead of looking out the windshield, they're looking in the rear view mirror, and they're thinking about what has worked in the past, what has not worked in the past. So they don't allow themselves to work on their business and think outside of what they think has worked or would work, right? They don't allow themselves to challenge their thinking.
I think that's human nature too, though, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. You've got to be
willing. We all tend to
willing.
look at what we think we can do based on what we've done in the past or how we've done in the past, and we shouldn't be that way.
Well,
Because there's a million ways to be different in the future.
here's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
You can be driving a 1977 station wagon and looking in the rearview mirror, but there's somebody out there driving a brand new Corvette looking in the rearview mirror. You need to ask the guy in the Corvette what he's done to get the Corvette. You see what I'm saying? The success follows tracks, right? You can follow the tracks of other people. Don't look in the rearview mirror of what you've done. If you're going to look in the rearview mirror, look in the rearview mirror of what somebody's successful done.
I see what you're saying.
Right.
I didn't follow the analogy.
I know that was not a good analogy, but the
Came
other
up with that on the fly.
on the
did you?
fly, on the rip. The second example I have is people get stuck in their comfort zone. If I'm a clinician in my business, it's comfortable for me to work in the business. It's comfortable for me to work on the clinical
That's
things.
a really good point.
It's not comfortable for me to necessarily work on the strategic business things.
If I don't feel like I get it,
And if you don't have somebody from the outside looking in, like Sean and Cameron, to challenge the way you're thinking, then it's really easy to get stuck in that mindset of just grinding it out every single day. If you don't have somebody in your life that you can go to and ask, hey, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What are the opportunities? How am I thinking? How can I expand my mindset? If you don't have somebody to challenge you, then a lot of times you get stuck in that comfort zone even more.
I had somebody ask me this just the other day, because we're talking about working on the business versus simply working in the business. And so we call that strategic work
Right.
versus just tactically working inside the business. And I had somebody ask me the other day directly, he goes, I don't know if anybody's ever asked you this. It was an interview, and he goes, honest to goodness, which do you think is more important? Hard work or strategic thought? What do you think?
Well, I know the answer.
You do?
Yes.
What do you say?
I think strategic thought is more important because the
No
problem,
question.
the problem is if hard work is very important. People are raised to be hardworking, right? People raise their children. I want my children to be hardworking, but a lot of times you can work hard to the detriment of your results. Working hard will not always get you there, or it might get you there, but you could have worked strategic and got there 10 years faster.
And you and I see this every single day.
Yeah.
It's the strategy. It's not the hard work. When you're, it's like a boat. I mean, if everybody's jumping in the boat and everybody's willing to work hard and we all row, but we haven't stopped to think, where is it we're trying to go? What is the best route to be able to get there? And how do we systematically need to row in a way that's going to have us be as successful as possible? Then we could all row like hell and end up in the wrong place. And we see this all the time because there are plenty of practices out there who are doing $700,000 or $800,000 or $900,000 or even $1 million, and they're working themselves silly. And
6
there are
days
other
a week,
practices,
7 days a week.
right? There are other practices who have exactly the same geographic scenarios, the same patient-based scenarios, the same demographics, and so forth. And they're not working as hard, but they're 3 and 4 times that successful. 2 and 3, $3.5 million practices, single doctors that working 3.5 days a week, 4 days a
Right.
week.
Well, and it all depends on what your goal is. I mean, a lot of people, it depends on what your goal is, but either way, I don't care if your goal is to make $3 million or if your goal is to do $1 million or if your goal is just to have happier clients, better results, and make more money. Whatever your goal is, you've got to have some strategy in place to be able to achieve it.
Or else that work is just, it's not, I mean, I hear what you're saying. It's not that it's all about a particular.
Yeah.
But if your strategy is not in place, and if you're not focused on working on your business, and all you're doing is working inside the business, then you are wasting effort in ways that's not benefiting your patients, your team, or your bottom line profitability. And to me, that's the waste. If you're willing to put the effort out there, that's great. But put the effort within the context of a strategy that you're trying to get to, so nothing's wasted.
Right.
Why waste a bunch of hard work? If you want to have hard work, that's great. But do it within the context of a strategy. Work on your business, not simply in your business.
What would you, Sean?
Would you agree with that, Folsom County Blues?
Yeah.
Folsom Prison Blues.
That's not my favorite Johnny Cash song.
What do you like, Ring of Fire?
No, I'm not much on the Ring of Fire. What's the name of that song?
Is there another Johnny Cash song?
Besides Folsom Prison Blues and Ring of Fire? I
Yeah,
think
what
he
you
did a
like?
lot more songs than that.
Sunday Blues?
Is that a Johnny Cash song?
I don't know.
I like Elvis. I've been checking out these Elvis. If you guys, there's an Elvis documentary on HBO. It's pretty cool. Check it out. Taking Care of Business. TCB. Taking Care of Business.
All right.
What we need to do is take care of business by working on our business, not just in our business. What examples? Give these guys some examples. Not examples. What would you challenge these guys to do? Starting next week, what are some things simply that they can do that will make them work on their business versus working their business?
First and foremost, I would divide the practice into big chunks. Okay?
Chunky.
Like categories. If you're talking about a dental office, a general dental office, then maybe you got operative, you've got hygiene, you've got administration, marketing, and there's others, but just start with that and divide the practice into chunks. Have people over those chunks and challenge them to question everything. Don't take for granted that anything that goes on in your particular category, don't take for granted that the way it's been done has anything to do with where we're trying to go, and question everything. Second thing I would do.
Don't look in the rearview mirror. You're saying rip the rearview mirror off.
Forget it. Yeah, man. Whatever's happened in the past, throw it out the window. And then the second thing I would do is figure out, okay, moving forward, if we're going to question everything, second thing I do is this. What is the criteria that we're going to use to decide a new approach?
Yeah, what is it that we use for our decision making?
And for us, we got a process for that, right?
Yeah, in the past, you've probably made decisions based on what you think will work, what you think your clients or your patients will do,
right?
What you think people can afford,
whether or not your husband or your wife yelled at you on the way out the house.
Yeah, whether I feel like it's a good day or a bad day, or whether I think
who's involved,
whether I think my hygienist Jenny is the right person, or where I think my hygienist Becky is the person that's going to be able to find the value for the patient, right? Or whether, to be honest, Becky's in a bad mood. I don't want to talk to her today, right?
And none of that should have anything to do with our decision making, right?
No.
What would you have them do in terms of decision making?
What we would have you determine in decision making, step one would have you determine that everything has to support your vision or your direction that you're going with your practice. In our businesses, we create a vision of who it is, how it is, what it is that we want this business to be. And that's the first decision-making criteria of which every filter goes through. Mm-hmm. Number three?
Number two,
does it serve my clients or my patients, right? Does it serve my customers? Is this decision going to not only take care of my vision, but it's also going to take care of my customers? Number three is, does it take care of my team? Does it support the people around me? You cannot have your business be as successful as it can be if the people on your team are not supported at the highest level.
That's right.
And number four?
Preach it, bro.
Number four, is it making that dental profit? Right? Look, we're in business to make money, okay? We live on an economic planet. We just did a video about this. We are in business to make money because money solves problems, okay? Solves problems for our businesses. It solves problems for our team.
Money can't buy happiness.
No, it can't buy happiness.
But it can buy a boat.
But it can buy me a boat. Here's the thing. Does it serve our vision?
You can buy a truck to put it.
It could buy me and some silver bullets to drink. Casey, can you put in here vision, patience, team, bottom line? So there's 4 things. We want to serve our vision, the direction of our business. Number 2, we want to serve our patients or our customers at the highest level. Number 3, we want to serve our team. And number 4, it's got to serve our bottom line profitability.
And so you asked me originally that question before we got off track.
Yeah.
The question is, what's a couple things I would do? And that's what I would do. Number 1, divvy the practice up into chunks. Number 2, create that decision-making criteria. And then, as I said a moment ago, challenge people to take areas, each of those areas, challenge people on your team to take an area of responsibility and question everything. Forget about how it was done in the past. Like Cameron said, don't look in the rearview mirror.
Rip it off. Rip that rearview mirror off.
And just figure out, hey, if we're going to take this thing in a way that's going to get us where we want to go, then I need to figure out whatever this process is in this particular area, how can it be laid out in a way that it serves all 4 of those things? Vision, patience, team, bottom line profit. When I got that, I'm questioning everything. Now we're not just digging holes. Now we're going, okay, do we even need to dig a hole? Number 1. And number 2, who's the person needs to be digging if we do?
Right.
And number 3, do we need to be using a spoon or do we need to be using a shovel? And that's why I said at the start of this is the most important conversation that we can have with you. I think it's natural in any business for us as human beings to want to do the things that we enjoy doing. And 9 times out of 10, the things that we enjoy doing are the tactical aspects of what we do. In dentistry, that's dentistry, right? Mm-hmm. If you're a contractor, it's actually doing the contractor work. Fill in the blank. If you're in IT, it's in whatever they do.
The plumber doesn't like to do marketing. I mean,
the plumber doesn't like to sell the case and all that sort of stuff.
He didn't get into business to do marketing. He got into business to do plumbing.
But at the end of the day, the plumber understands that if I don't learn to work on my business and all I'm doing is the actual plumbing, there's no way that I can grow, or at the very least, I'm going to run out of stuff to do.
For sure.
And so that's how we would challenge you to think. Remember those things we talked about. I mean, it's not about working on your business. It's not about working in your business. It's about working on your business. And you got to make that a priority. This can't be something where you go, hey, I got this great idea. We need to work on the business. Let's have a meeting.
Yeah,
and then 3 months later, we have another. I mean, this has got to be a way of life.
Consistency.
It's got to be a consistent way of thinking, and you as the leader owe it to your team and your direction and your vision and your family and your suppliers and everybody that you're trying to serve, your clientele. You owe it to all of those things to prioritize this and make this culture be about those things. And when you got that prioritized, go ahead and do those things. Divide it up into chunks. Get people on your team to take responsibility for those chunks and tell them to question everything and relay it out in a way that they believe serves vision, patience, team, bottom line. Have them bring that to the table. You guys talk about it, challenge it in terms of does it really serve those things? And now you're moving forward and you're always, always, always questioning everything because it's not about working in your business.
It's about working on your business consistently. Always moving in the right direction. Rip the rearview mirror off. Take it downtown to Chinatown.
I'm Sean Crabtree, and this is the man in black.
That's right.
As he says, badass. And if you don't believe it, ask him. He'll tell you.
Send me an email, Cameron@Crabtree. We can talk about it.
Reach out to us if what we're saying makes sense to you. Find us at thecrabtreegroup.com. While you're there, click on YouTube and subscribe so that every single thing we do, whether it's this or any other channels and any other social mediums that we do, it will go right to your inbox. Thank you for joining us. This show is dedicated to you having happier clients, better results, making more money, and enjoying the ride. We'll see you next time.